Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's daily recap. On the heels of what started out to be a fairly interesting day, the market kind of, tests both ends of the spectrum here intraday. Over the course of the day, we did see a spike higher. We did see a spike lower. Let's take a look at a smaller time frame. Here's a 5-minute chart. You can see that large gap down this morning as the Microsoft numbers were not well regarded by the street. Microsoft was down about 8% at the open. Right off the gate in the first, let's say, hour of trade, we pushed lows and then snapping back intraday, seeing new highs here, and then, kind of closing basically where we opened. So, not much we can really make from today outside of, obviously this market continues to chop. And like I said in previous videos, you got to be very careful about, trading a market that is non-directional. And I hate to sound, redundant, but that's really the best thing I can say. And as we continue to stay in this range, and this can be for, like I said, several more days, several more weeks, until something changes. You got to be careful about, taking overnight positions and looking for follow-through, because this is a market that is not and will not follow through until such point that it does. It was just a matter of yesterday where, I know, there were some traders saying, well, this is setting up nicely, very bullish for, what will be that, bull flag, breakout type of play. And that certainly is now kind of defunct. Microsoft, which was sort of our catalyst today, didn't really do much, didn't see any buyers come in and really support it. Obviously, I said in this morning's morning call, we have a pretty substantial layer of support down here, and it did hold, right? It did hold. This is a weekly chart, but let's go back to that daily. But, we didn't really see any buyers, come fresh, step into this and really start to see any momentum to the upside. Now, that's not to say we can't, get some sort of bounce here. Remember, just in terms of lessons learned of earnings, Netflix, again, gapping down, and during last quarter, last quarter's earnings, gapping down and snapping back over the next, 8 to 10 trading days until it really met into the, this declining 8. That was really our first barometer of resistance. So as we, talk about technicals, and again, just, sort of a little bit of lesson learned here, a trade through today's high in Microsoft, could be a catalyst for a little bit of a reversal or a counter trend back until these, shorter term moving averages, catch up to the price of the stock. So just keep that, as a potential trade idea going forward for those that are so inclined to take those kinds of trades. As far as the rest of the market, I talked a little bit about gold going into today, and gold, on the heels of a little bit of a bullish pullback or a lower volume pullback. Here's the spot gold. Gold bugs you could see, popping up today. So gold's starting to act a little stronger. HMY, here's Harmony, gold miner. Again, nice pop off of this little, 2-3 day pullback here. So gold, seeing some buyers step in here in various places. And again, I'm just kind of showing you a couple of samples. But I wanted to, just follow up on that. Today's news du jour, there's really two pieces. One, we started a Fed meeting that'll conclude tomorrow. So look for some, Fed-type trading tomorrow, which could be a very, very tight session in the morning until we have some sort of announcement on interest rates. Fed to me is always one of those days that I think people seem to make more of than it really is. It usually is not a great trading day, but obviously with any sort of news that I guess could be perceived as unexpected or not anticipated could, be a potential catalyst for some, market, real market jarring type movement. On the Apple, we got to talk about Apple having reported earnings at the close, and it looks to me Apple's trading about, it's now just about 5 p.m. Apple is trading about 114.5. So you can see, selling down today, closing around 109, and now earnings has this thing snapping up into the upper end of this current range. So we'll look for some sort of range resolution. It would be very interesting to see what happens with Apple should it actually continue to trade in this area. Who knows? By the open tomorrow, the stock could certainly be back at prior 52-week highs. So we have these two pretty substantial levels that I think we need to watch going into tomorrow's trading range. As far as the overall technicals of this stock going into earnings, it's kind of lost its momentum, much like the market, flat 21 EMA with specific resistance and support levels that it's been kind of ping-ponging back and forth between. So if this stock can't really get substantially out of this range come the open, we could see again a trade that comes back down from this resistance zone. But like I said, that's by the time we open tomorrow at 9:30, that's it seems like a lifetime from now. So we'll keep an eye on Apple in the post market. Like I said, right now it's trading about 114.5 on what looks to be good earnings. So we'll keep an eye on Apple if this does move the market. Again, if we do start to see sellers come in tomorrow, hypothetically, again that could be more impetus for some of these tech stocks to start to push down. As obviously Apple's a very widely owned and widely regarded stock. That kind of summarizes it. I would say the only other thing I talked about this morning, just on the heels of my morning call, was biotech. We did see biotech break out yesterday, and even on what was a pretty substantial gap down this morning. These are the IBBs. The IBBs held highs. Actually saw a new intraday high coming off from that intraday high, but still holding in there for the most part. So biotech continues to actually act well and look good. And that's going to wrap it up. Obviously, there's going to be a lot more to discuss post-Fed tomorrow, and we'll get a sense of what Apple does and how it reacts tomorrow during the trading day. I think that'll really potentially be a real clue as to what may happen next. Obviously, for a long time, and I still think it does hold true. So goes Apple, so goes the market, and that was something that again. Certainly open for debate, but Apple, like I said, definitely has the potential to drive this market higher or lower, depending on what happens during the day tomorrow. So keep an eye definitely on that one. As always, have a great day tomorrow, and I'll speak to you later.